All right, we are in the Summer Heat tournament. We're in the opening round of the rookie division, and we're on the back nine. I didn't have too bad of a front nine. I'm seeing, like right now, up at the top. At least there was a minute ago, an hour ago. We have a 29 up at the top. That's what I'm talking about. We hadn't had 50 people qualify or run through it, but 26s. I saw 13s in the qualifying rounds. But knowing that it's going to go up, there are opportunities to get in trouble out on this course, and there are opportunities to make some shots. So nice to see. Let's see where they made theirs. Hole number 1 on the front. Hole number, man, they had a pretty nice rounds there. If they could have matched up the first 4 holes on the front or on the back and the last 5 on the, man, that's a monster score. That's awesome. They're figuring it out, so let's see if we can figure it out. I was very close on a lot of the ones on the front, so we will see which way the wind's blowing. All right, hole number 1. Where is hole number 1? I'm hitting it straight forward because I don't have to bring out anything special. And I'm going to bring out a katana. And I'm going to bring out... There is a rough bump that you can do there with the Goliath. It's pretty freaking narrow, but I'm going to do that shot with a katana. Here we go. Let's make sure I have the right bag. There's a lot of holes in this tournament that bringing Goliath as your secondary club is beneficial because there's some rough bumps, and I think several of them, it might be possible to do them with the Grizzly, but it's tight. Buster. Quit barking at the squirrels. See if my opponent can get it done. You can come out here with a marlin ball. It doesn't take anything special. And I'm going to do it without doing any overpower. I'm just going to take the shot. Very nice. Very nice. And my APOC is at 1.2 per ring. So 3.7 divided by 1.2. 3.1 rings. .1. Hitting it perfect. Perfecto. Yeah, well, there wasn't much to do there. That fairway, I suppose if you were doing overpower, you could get in some trouble there, but that fairway is about a mile wide, so we'll see. I've spent a lot of time in the Caribbean, and I'll tell you, some of those fairways aren't, the runways aren't a mile wide or a mile long. Some of them are short. See if my opponent can get up there with their sniper. I'm going to play the shot straight up. It's obviously uphill, so if the Golf Clash gods were correct, we do whatever they just did. Whatever they did, that's what we need to do. Right at max. 4.1. It's a 4.1 divided by 1.8. 2.27 rings. I think I was having a hard time getting all the way to it. Like, I needed to really push the limit. Man, that's a half a ring off. That is shit right there. 2.27 rings. 2 1/4. I better hit this perfect, or we're going for a ride. And if I was gonna not hit it perfect, that was the better side to not hit it perfect on. Now I'm gonna change my MO here, and I'm just gonna go straight at it. I'm gonna come up there and play it with a sniper and just go straight at it with a sniper. I could have swore there's a spot. There might be a spot there. I might have to move it around and find a spot. It's going up the hill from, if you're on, let's go look at it. If you're on that side here coming up towards the cup, you're out in this area coming up, there's a ridge on the hole up here, and you're going up the hill and trying to get it up there. I could have swore there was a spot that we could do. Now maybe it takes the topspin boost ball, but I was pretty sure there was a spot that we have done in the past if we're playing it from this direction. That's one of the reasons why I like playing it from this direction, because you don't have to deal with that hill, and it's just flat. It's just a run out to the cup. It just rolls out to it. But you might have to bring out something special over here, whereas over here you can play with a Marlin. I'm just going to switch up my secondary shot, and instead of using I can either use my Grizzly, and I'll just take my Grizzly sniper bag. And it could put me in one of those. It might actually be better to bring out a lower power ball, and instead of playing it with a Titan, or excuse me, a Katana, play it with a Quasar or a Navigator, so that it pushes my red line back a little bit. It'll make it so that the Grizzly's almost getting where it's out of play, but it gives me more room on my sniper so that I can run it up and not have to do a whole bunch of backspin on my sniper. I'm still working on how I want to play it best. What would be best for my game? Hold on 1 second. That was just a millisecond for you. That's it. All right. Hole number 2. Let's run through them. Oh my gosh, I need a cigarette. That was awesome. Woo! I love sneezing, and that was awesome. Which way's the wind blowing? That wind, I'm going to use a Katana and a Goliath. Goliath. We shall see here. Was there I think there's a rough bump on this. A straight up rough bump. Tommy says 30 and I'm doing 0. Was there? I think there was. Doing 0, so it's 3.3 divided by 1.8. 1.83 rings. And there's 1.83 exactly. Hitting it perfect, dead center perfect. Just not quite enough of a pull. If I'd have did a 10% there instead of 183, that would have been 2. So I'm going to do a 10%. Next time through. I have made my hole-in-one in my Albie this week, so I got those, and I can mark those off my sheet. I'm saving the hole-in-one on this hole for the weekend round. That's the whole deal. See if my opponent can get it in the hole. No dice. And this next hole is the hole that I think that we're gonna see like especially in these beginning rounds where you're trying to get to the weekend round, that you can look through your bracket, your opening round bracket, and see people that didn't make it. And they had a really good round going, but they failed on hole number 3, and it screwed them up. It's definitely got the opportunity to get screwed up. It's not a hole that you want to mess around with. So if you've got an inventory of bigger balls, it's definitely worth bringing one out here for the second shot, because you really don't have a second shot. You can take a second shot, obviously, but like a serious look at it, it's hard to get into the right spot with a power 3 ball. And even then, it's depending on which way the wind's blowing, it could still be very difficult. I'm gonna bring out, and I'll have to set this shot up different than I've been setting it up so far. That, and I'm gonna take that bag right there, that bag. And let's look at it just so I make sure that I am actually thinking of the right hole. And I was so happy when Golf Clash Notebook, which is the first site that came out that really was about Golf Clash, and they had these bigger pictures so that we could look at them and zoom in on them, because before this, all we had was the little teeny thumbnails. All right, I'm trying to get into here, and I'm really not necessarily trying to get any more distance on my drive than I have been with the 3 power ball, but the deal is the 5 power ball will help so that you can set your shot up on this side. Otherwise, you're either having to work around this, or you're having to start off over here and then run it up with topspin. And I am going to put myself in the right spot. I have no idea what the second shot should be, because I've been in spots where it's just like try and get as close as you can so you have a short pitch. If you've got lower developed stuff and you don't have any 5 power balls, bringing out a topspin boost ball would help, not necessarily on the drive, but on the second shot for sure. I've been doing 10% on the drive times the wind. But this will be the first time we'll really be able to tell whether or not that 10% is. The other winds so far in the qualifying round and the front side of the opening have been tailwinds, or excuse me, side winds. Very nice. Very nice. Picking up some extra yardage. Rolling it out. 3.1 divided by 1.2. 2.84 rings. And I don't really necessarily want to get any farther than I've been getting. 2.84 rings. Isn't it perfect? And I thought I hit that great for a second. And great to the left is the wrong side to be hitting it great to. Now I have a lot less distance than my opponent, but that's a pretty easy spot to get to right there. And I'm going to see how much that power 5 ball, whether or not it gives me a window on the side that my opponent's on. Where they're at is awesome, but what is that ball? Power 5? I think they did overpower as well. They played that really well with the overpower, playing it to the left and trying to get on the left-hand side of that sand trap that's out there and running it through the rough. That was pretty nice. Pretty nice. Dang. Do I have a window? Hell no, I don't have a window. How much topspin I got on there? I'm going to do 3. Where's that put me? Okay, it's 1.3 per ring, so I'm going to do 3 rings. That's 3.9. try and get it up there on the green. Whoa down, Cat Daddy. Whoa down. Whoa down. That was from where I was at right there. That was definitely, I've been in that same spot with a 3-power ball, and you can see how much harder it is with the 3-power ball. You pretty much have to bounce it over and then run it up. I think it is definitely worth bringing out a 5-power ball. But what my opponent did was probably a much better way to go at it. That would be even better with a topspin boost ball, because you might be able to assure yourself that you could get the hell out of that. That rough they rolled through. One ring great to the left. In the hole. All right. We survived it. We didn't drop a shot on that hole. That hole right there is dangerous. I mean, you can come in here with the best of intentions and you can still get your lunch ate. So walking away with a eagle is a priority. They bled through here to end up in this area as opposed to trying to get the bounce over. So they were just trying to clear the sand and then running it through that rough. It worked out fine for them that time, but I could see that going haywire, because you really they ran through the rough for a long ways before they got out of it. That's why I originally thought they had a topspin boost ball, because of how far they ran through it. Usually you hit that rough and it's not going to go 30 yards like that through it. I could have done, with that Power 5 ball, I could have done it so that I did overpower and I got up into here, and then my first bounce is here, and I don't worry about this in my second bounce. My second bounce is over. The deal is you got to watch your topspin there, because it's easy to roll off. So you got to have enough topspin to get you on bounce number 1, to get you over on bounce number 2, but you don't want to put on much more than that. And I have been off on this back side. I have. All right, hole number 4. Hole number 4. My notes say Sniper Marlin. Which way's the wind blowing? That might be a problem. That might be. I think with the Marlin and the Sniper, I'm at minimum club, but I think there was a little bit of room. Let's look at it. I think I know which hole it is. I think I know. I think I had enough. I think I have enough room. I'm trying to hit from right here on this, where it comes down steep, and almost doing a rough bump in the middle of the fairway. Max backspin. And I think that's what it is. It's max backspin, no side spin. I think I tried plus 10 on the front, and I'm going to try plus 15. Nah, I think I did 0 on the front. And where it came through, I needed to add on at least 10%. So I'm going to add on 10. And we'll see if I needed to do the 15 instead of the 10. My opponent's got the Guardian. I like the Guardian. When they came out with the club card trading and they were doing the thing, what happened was we had these extra club cards, and people were bitching about they didn't have anything to do with them. What was funny was the mass majority of the people that were bitching about they didn't have anything to do with them were the people that just got a club maxed out and only had like 50 freaking extra club cards. So they got Playdemic to do something with those extra club cards. 3.5 divided by 1.2. It's 3.2 rings. And of course, people that have been playing the game forever max their clubs out. I watched Tommy when that first happened max all of his clubs out that day with his main account. I had voted that they let us use those extra club cards where we could definitely need to pull more than that. We could pay so many extra club cards to change a stat on our club. Like you could pay 500 and you could, if you had a club that had a 3.7 ball guide, you could give it a 3.8 ball guide, or you could up its stats as you got more clubs in it. You could upgrade that particular club in specific ways, so everybody might have a different club. Because I like the Guardian, but man, I would love the Guardian. If the Guardian had 4.2 ball guide, that'd be the only club in my bag. The accuracy is not that bad when it gets maxed out, but just having a little bit more ball guide on some of those, especially on the backspin shots like that. That's one of the reasons why the Thorn is so popular, is because when you do max backspin, it's got great ball guide. And you can see the tail, you can tell which way it's going to backspin. And a lot of those shots, you can't get that with your Guardian, but if you had a couple thousand extra club cards, you could start adding on to your ball guide. Would be awesome. Obviously they didn't go that way, but I thought that would be cool, because everybody would have, we'd be able to work on our stuff. And there's some of those really crappy clubs that are out there that once you got them maxed out, if you started working on it, you could turn that crappy club into a really good club. All right, hole number 14. Hole number 14. I think this is the freaking island. The non-mowable island hole. Is that right? Yep, that's right. And I'm taking an APOC. I'm taking my number 4 bag. I really want that Goliath. And I'm not so sure you can't do it with a Grizzly, but it's easier to make the wind pull. It really doesn't matter at that point. I was having a hard time getting to the right spot. I was in the perfect spot on the island. I was having a hard time going here, and I was hitting more off of this, and I was going straight at the cup. And what I should have did was set my shot up on this side where it's flatter, and then put my side spin on, because I had my trajectory was perfect, but I couldn't get my speed right, because the ball guide kept going from here to here to here to here to here to here, and it ended up being long, coming in really hot, but it was right on track. It bounced over the hole. I think, and with this wind right here, I'm going to take Kingmaker. Kingmaker. Heartbreaker. Playdemic, the ball manufacturer. They used to be ball manufacturers, but they branched out. They've gotten into advertising, and it just amazes me. I don't know what it would take as like the whole community like going, hey, we're going to take a week off. We're all going to go on vacation. I raced, now it's big time now, but when it first started, you had some people that were super dedicated. You had NASCAR drivers that raced in the simulation leagues because they couldn't get a lot of practice out on the course, so they would run in the simulator so that they could get practice time out on those courses. What have I been doing on this? .8 divided by 1.2 is 2.33 rings. Let's see if I overshoot it. The deal there is that when we race the NASCAR stuff, we race the same. The Premier League raced on the same night. I raced in 2 different leagues. I had a warm-up league that I raced on Fridays. And then we had Saturdays were practice days, team practice days, where we were practicing qualifying. And then Sunday, as soon as the race was over, Sunday night we raced. And we raced anywhere from 75% to 100% length races. So if it was a 500-mile race, sometimes we raced 500 miles. And you would be sitting in front of your computer with your hands strapped to your, in my case, force feedback steering wheel for 4 or 5 hours. And we raced the full season, so 32 races. Couple weeks off during the season. You know, they have a couple, probably like 2 or 3 weeks off. And it was before they came out with the playoff stuff. So like for part of the year, I mean, for that part of the year where we were racing, it was like dead serious. My wife knew, like, where's Gordon? He's down there racing. That's where he's at. Is there a race today? No, they're down there practicing today. They're doing their thing. But we had an off season. Okay, I'm at Max Club, plus 5 to the cup, 1.05 times 3.3 divided by 1.8, 1.92 rings. But we knew that we were going to get to a point where the season was over and we got 3 months off. So, I mean, it was worth the, you know, I mean, we knew. It wasn't like, hey, you're going to race nonstop forever, ever. There's no time off. You have to do this. You know, that's a full-time deal. We knew we had some time off. So you had something to look forward to. And if you were having a really bad season, you know, you could always look to the off season. But here we're not getting that. It's just the grind. They're trying to grind us out. I don't even know why they do the one-on-one shit anymore. They've become, this isn't quick duels anymore. It's just tournament play. Which surprises me because I was playing like Tour 6 and Tour 6. It doesn't really matter what tour. If you're Tour 7 or below, 50% of the people that you play against are using a special ball. And I would bet money that if you played against them the very next match that they play, they used the same special ball. And the next match, the same special ball. Even though that might not be the right ball for the course, they picked a special ball and they bought a $100 pack and they're just going to go out there and blow them. That, you know, people will go out there and play one-on-one. Shit. They may play for 2 or 3 hours and think about how many games you can get in 2 or 3 hours, and they played a special ball every single one of them. But like Playdemic doesn't want to promote one-on-one, and they're a ball manufacturer. It's all the tournament stuff. Like, tournaments aren't special anymore. They've become all we do is play tournaments. So they're a tournament. I don't even know why they even have the one-on-one open. Hole number 15. Hole number 15. That hole did not work out. I've been closer, but I did move my shot there. But I'm gonna have to watch that and see what the hell happened right there, because I've been super close, and that was not super close. APOC Kingmaker Goliath. APOC Kingmaker Goliath. I think that's what I already have. APOC Kingmaker Goliath. Now, I've been setting this shot up. I've been pulling back to the +1 mark. 1.5 topspin. And when I'm taking the second shot with my Goliath, I think I might actually be towards mid Goliath. Like dead center mid. And I haven't been adding anything onto the wind on the drive. I've just been doing it straight up. And you can bring in a lower power ball, and you can take the same rough bump that I'm trying to do with your sniper. And I'm trying to get to the 344 mark, and they're pretty close. Pretty close. pert near. See, that's what I'm saying. You can get to the spot pretty easy. So 1.5 topspin plus 1 mark. 2.5, 2 rings, 2.1 rings. .1. Hit it 7,000 rings straight to the left, aka 1.5 to 2. Close enough that I put that shit in play, and I haven't seen that edge. And I'm a little. That's right where I ended up on the front. I ended up at 339, and I'm really trying to get to the 344. I'm close. The thing about where I'm at right there is I don't like the angle as much to the cup. Now on the second shot, I've just been hitting it straight up wherever I'm at in my club. And I left it a little short, and then I actually, let's see if we can get it going. What in the hell? 2.9? Where am I at? I'm at max. 2.9 divided by 1.8, 1.61 rings. .161. Hitting it perfect. Woo! In the hole. That's what I'm talking about. Right there. Right there. It only took us 6 holes to finally pick something up. That's alright. That's alright. Hey, anything we pick up is beneficial. Let's see if we can pick up hole number 9 again. Let's see if we can pick up all the rest of these. Let's just make it let's make an agreement that I'm just going to pick them all up. All right. I'm only going to bring out the main stuff. I'm not bringing out any putters on these next 3 holes, and I'm just going to make them. That way we don't have to. That way we don't have to do anything tough here. Let's just make these shots. Sniper Katana. I know what hole this is. And I'm doing, man, I was super close. 1.1 times the wind. All right, here we go. I'm not gonna look at it, I'm just gonna go do it. There's a flat spot down at the bottom that I want to get to, so that I can do, it's pretty much a straight up shot at it. I'm gonna do 10%. I tried 10, and that was just a ever so slight overpull, so I'm gonna do 10% minus 0.1, and we will see. FedEx. AP goes first. Yeah, this area right here where it's flat, because this is coming down and it's bowling up, and there's this little flat area down here on the bottom, and I want to start off in that flat area. The problem with being on those hillsides is if, it's not that you can't make it. It's that you can take that shot, and if you're one blade of grass higher up on the hill or lower on the hill, then after that first bounce, it's going to throw it in a direction. And then everything after that is going to be, so it's hard to super replicate it. I'm not saying that you can't, and somebody out there is going to go, no man, I make that shot every time and I do exactly what my opponent was doing there, but I would rather hit off of a flat area and try and get it to go. Not that there's anything down here that's flat. 2.2 minus 0.1, it's 2.42. I'm going to do 2.3. 2.3 rings. Right there where it's flat. And that's white ring off the sand. Kind of white ring off the transition. White ring off at 2.42. There's 242. Hitting it perfect. Dead center perfect. Ooh! And right there I needed to add on the 0.1. And on the front I needed to take 0.1 off. Dang it. Dag nabbit. And it's rolling out a little faster than I like, so I need to tighten that up a little. The bounces were such there that if I would have had it tightened up so that it would have rolled out towards the cup instead of breezing past it, it might have been on track. So I need to get my distance right there before I get my trajectory going. Need to tighten it up a little. When I go back and watch this video, I want to focus on that to see where I put it, because I think, let's see, we got that hole number 7. I had kind of like my white ring was wedged up right here, so my white ring was on the transition between the fairway and the fringe, and it was right here on the lip of the sand trap, looking for that spot, trying to figure out what my spin is. So looking at the spin and adding on like maybe one less top spin or one more back spin to woe it up a little so that it doesn't breeze past it. It's running through the break, so it's not going to do me any good to work on what the variable might be or that stuff for trajectory until I can get this distance stuff work out. All right, hole number 8. What is hole number 8? I forgot. I'll bet you it's a par 4. It is. All right. I'm laying it up right here and just going for the shot, going straight up at it. And what's funny here is I was super close in the qualifying round, and then I'm not so sure I can't remember what happened on the front. We're going to find out right here, right now. Right here, right now. And I took the wrong bag last time. I really wanted to take the second shot with a Grizzly. And I'm going to use a Titan. The King. The King of Balls has to have its place at least on one hole. Come on. I might start using a Titan on hole number 1. Then again, I might be using, I'm not sure what I'm going to do on hole number 1. Could bring a lower power ball and play it with a sniper. I could bring a Titan and try and get up there with my Grizzly. I'm going to pull back to the +8 mark and put on 3 top spin, 2 right hand side spin. And I'm trying to get to the 355 mark. My opponent overshot it. That is what we do not want to do. It's not that they can't recover from there, but we want to be in the same spot in the fairway so we got our best club to try and get to the cup. 2 right hand, 3. At the +8 mark. 2 and 3. 2.2 divided by 1.3. Or excuse me, 1.2. 1.83 rings. Perfect. Perfecto. And I was a little close on the front, so we'll see. I was a little closer than, and I'm going to overshoot it. It's going to be close. Close. It might be a little, where is that? 358. I was trying to get to 355, so I guess that's the outside. I think that's where I was on the front. It was like 359. Maybe a sliver less than 3. 2 3/4. I'd rather be a little short and be in the fairway than ever be long. I'm not saying that your rough iron's not a great club. I'm just saying that your long iron's better. And if you got low developed stuff, that is a fact. Now, I tried adding on a little bit. Adding on just like a 0.1, but I'm going to add on 10%. Grizzly, Max Grizzly. .2 divided by 0.9. It's 3.91 rings. There's 3.91 exactly. And a grade, which does me no good at all. I will say that was closer. If I'd have hit it perfect, I think I overpulled it with the 10%. It would have been close. All right. Last hole. Let's see if we can get an Albie. I want to get Albie on this last hole. We do have a shot at it. It is possible, and I did a +5 -1 on the front. Which is, if I did the reverse math, it was probably nothing. It's probably like a +0.2 or something. I've got no idea. 18. But that's what I did, and it went in. So we're gonna see if we can replicate it. All right. I am taking. What am I taking? I'm taking this bag right there. Either one of these bags will work. Now I was right at, I think, I'm not sure I was using more than 2 side spin. I think I can stick with I'm going to try the tighten out and see if that's enough side spin on the second shot. And I changed how I was playing the drive. Instead of getting all the way up there with the 3-power ball and using a little bit of backspin to stick it, I put on the front, I pulled back to the +1 mark, and I put on 5 topspin. Do 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 do. +1 mark. 5 topspin. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 topspin. And 1 left-hand side spin. 4.5 divided by 1.2. 3.75 rings. There's 3.75. I'm not sure if that was exact. It was close. Perfect. Perfect. It does feel like that blew me off to the left a little bit. This is once again why it's so important to record your own video, because you can see where you set that up. The wind's blowing in that direction, and from where it hit out here, it did feel like it pushed me to the left a little, like I needed to add on a little on the drive. Theoretically, our eyes are telling us that that shot is downhill. Theoretically, we should be adding a little bit on, but as we all know, that is not a consistent deal in the game. It's a game variable. Some dweeb that doesn't play the game that works at Playdemic is the one that changes that variable 1.05 times. The wind, where am I at? I think I'm at max. I'm at mid. I'm dead center mid. 2.2 divided by 2.1. I'm going to do one ring. One ring. One ring to rule them all. Oh, hitting it great's not going to help. That's not going to get it in. Perfect would have been right there. Right there. All right, that's not a bad opening round. You're gonna have to pick. I'm gonna have to pick the game up in order to get to the top in the weekend rounds. There's that handful of players that'll shoot better than a 26, and you really need to be in the 28 to 30 range in order to keep up with the Joneses. The winds haven't been too bad. They got robbed. You got robbed. Shut my mouth. The winds have actually been pretty decent. So maybe in the weekend round, if the winds are a little bit tighter, you can throw everybody off their game. The thing is, it can throw you off your game as well. So everybody's kind of in the same boat. In my experience, though, it's not every player, but the people that pop off huge scores in the opening round, and you get into your weekend round and you're looking at the people that are above you as far as like tiebreakers and like what they came in with, that the mass majority of people don't back up that score. It's hard to back up the score. You know, you pop off a round and you get a 29 like what we saw earlier at the top, and backing that 29 up with another 29 is or a bigger score is tough. They came in with a 14, so they're getting better as the week goes on. So we got to keep up with the waywards. All right, there you have it. That was the opening round in the Summer Heat tournament. Still got to pick up. I still feel like there's a lot of holes out there. I'm like right on the cusp of. I'll watch this video from this round and see where the shots were and see if I can tighten it up a little bit more. But I like my odds of being in the top 10, but trying to get into the top 3 is we'll have to see how it goes, because I really do think that this is the score that we should be looking for, minus 28 plus. And depending on where you came in with tiebreakers, you really don't want to be at 29 or 28. You really want to be at the 29. Picking up a couple per side and one bonus somewhere. Something. All right, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, hit subscribe, hit the like button, ring the bell, do all that good stuff. Leave a comment. Leave me a comment. Let me know. I would say let me know what you want me to play, like in the off time. Like if you have a tour that you're playing and you want to watch somebody go out there and get their ass kicked, and it's not you having to get your ass kicked, I'm more than willing to do that. But if they're going to have tournaments nonstop, I don't know. Like when do we play one-on-one? Like when do we do that stuff? Why would we promote one-on-one when we have nonstop tournaments? It is tiring. Everybody should send in a ticket to Playdemic and go, hey man, you know, we get tired. We have like real lives and stuff. And they're responsible. Well, you don't have to play in every tournament. I will tell you right now, I do not think they would ever say that, because their whole reason for doing this is so that they can do a ball grab, because they want people to buy more balls. And if they don't, you know, they want to have, it's an 18-hole course, we're playing these a full cycle, 45 holes, and they want you to bring out bigger balls on them. So they're not going to tell you, hey, you know, that's the deal. I'm just really surprised that they haven't announced any of this stuff. They haven't gone, hey, we got rid of 9-hole cups, or they haven't talked to us at all. We're just, you know, like in the dark. They, you know, it doesn't matter. We'll just feed them shit and they'll just like it. All right. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and have a great night, my friends.